guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Today I'm filming what I eat in a day, and we're starting off with some delicious coffee. Like, how good does this look? So for our lineup of goodies, we have the bulletproof coffee beans. We use the whole coffee beans and then just grind them fresh. And we use this local raw honey, the Malk vanilla milk, almond milk, and the Nut Pods coconut almond creamer. And we're just going on a little walk this morning as we have our coffee and kind of chat. Okay, so we're on our little walkie.
Morning.
Morning.
Nice.
So we're going to give some of our favorite health tips throughout the day today. So tip number 1 is finding sustainability in your health and wellness journey.
Yeah.
So that's like really big as you get older.
For sure. Hold on.
I feel like, okay. That's like really big as we found as you get older. Finding things that aren't too extreme, like extreme dieting or
An extreme working out, like going to the gym.
yes,
Yeah.
trying to lose an extreme amount of weight fast, or doing workouts that, there's cars out obviously, doing workouts that like aren't enjoyable, it's not going to be sustainable
Right.
for you because you don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So that's one of our tips for
Working on your
health and wellness. Yeah, so sustainability is
key.
we really love to go on walks because it sparks a lot of good ideas in us, and I feel like have a lot to talk about. We just like inspired by all the endorphins from the walk. So we're gonna make a casserole, and we got these croissants from Costco. If you guys have ever had croissants from Costco, you know how incredible these are. They're so fluffy and buttery. So I'm just cutting these into cubes and setting them aside. I used about 6 croissants, I believe, and I kind of just saw something similar to this and used it as inspiration. And then I'm cracking about 4, maybe I did 6 eggs. So I'm just cracking all of those into a little prep bowl, and I'm gonna whisk that all together. One of my biggest tips when I'm in the kitchen is always to mise en place your ingredients. So basically making time to prep everything, and then when you go to cook, everything is basically already assembled. So as you can see, I'm just beating up those eggs, and I add butter to a little saute pan, and it's cute to see us working together in the kitchen. And Brie is going to dice up some white onion, and we're obsessed with onions. I feel like it's the base of pretty much all our dishes and meals. That's really cute, having warm embrace while we're in the kitchen. It's so nice cooking and listening to music, and we get the vibes going. It's really fun. So I'm going to use this ham by Sweet Earth. It's plant-based ham. It's crazy how much it tastes just like ham. It's actually pretty wild. Their products are really good. They do like pepperoni and other meat substitutes as well. And I'm only going to use about I think I used 4 to 6 slices there. And I'm just cutting these into cubes. And you can alternate things in this recipe for yourself. So if you like regular ham, go for it. Just this is a really good plant-based option. We find this at Whole Foods, and it's incredible. Highly recommend. And I'm dicing those into cubes so I can just layer them throughout the casserole. So we're using sun-dried tomatoes as well, just showing you that. And I was prepping to juice oranges to make fresh orange juice. And we got a carton of these oranges from Costco. And they're such a good deal. You get so much. And it just tastes so much better. Brie wants to show you that we're sauteing some kale. We love to get bulk kale, dino or curly. That's curly-haired kale, because we use it in a lot of different meals. So I'm just going back to prepping up those oranges. But yeah, like I said, I love juicing, making fresh juices. It just tastes so much better. We're salting and putting some pepper with the eggs, and here we are assembling the casserole. So croissants down and a little bit of ham, and then we used the onions and kale and then the sun-dried tomatoes in there as well, and then layered another layer of croissants as well as more onions and kale, and also more ham on top. And guys, this was incredible. We had some for leftovers. It's really nice to prep something like this maybe Sunday, and then you can take it throughout your week. Yeah, it was just incredible. So I'm pouring over the eggs on top, and we didn't soak it in the eggs. We did about 3/4 of the way full. And then that's Violife Colby Jack cheese. This cheese is really good. It's plant-based, and it's really yummy. So just putting some foil on that, and that's going in the oven at 400 for 25 minutes. And I'm back on my orange juice grind. So this juicer is from, I think, Bed Bath & Beyond a couple years ago. It was actually my dad's. And when I moved out, he so kindly let me have it. And it's a great juicer. It's really easy to clean, and I love it. I'm just adding the oranges down there, and then it comes with an applicator to press down the oranges. And you can do greens in this. You could do ginger root. You could really be creative. You can see Brie in the background out in the patio hanging out with the cats. They love it when they have time on the patio. So you can see that the pulp comes out at the front, which can be great for composting. And then at the top is where the pulp catches, and I just shake it to let the juice sit at the bottom of the container. And I'm just filling up a big mason jar. So I got a big full mason jar as well as a small little old jelly jar that I saved, and put that right in the fridge for when we were ready for breakfast. So we made this casserole, as you guys saw, in the fresh orange juice, and we just added some green onions on top, and then the orange juice. We added ice to it because I just made it, so it needs to sit in the fridge to get cold. But we're excited to eat this. Our second tip for your health and wellness journey is to cook as often as you can at your house or in your home. We try to cook quite a bit, which I know isn't feasible for everybody, so
Right.
sometimes maybe starting off with like 2 meals a day, or 2 meals a week that you cook at home,
Yeah.
or 3. It allows you to have more control of what you're putting into your body. You also feel a lot more connected to the food, and in turn it feels a lot more nourishing. Yeah. Also, it's really nice to spend time in the kitchen if you have a partner, or just if you're by yourself. Honestly, it's a time to be creative. So that's our second tip, is to try to cook more often at home.
And it's fun to be creative too.
For sure.
Trying new recipes and stuff.
Right, this is new for us. We've made similar breakfast casseroles, but yeah, we kind of just like make it up on the fly. So I guess let's try. See how it is. Sorry, wait. Ready?
Yep.
Mmm. Wow.
That's really good.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Mmm. We're gonna finish. Alrighty, so we're making some sandwiches. Here's the lineup that we've got going on. And we've got some local Easy Tiger sourdough bread. That's one of our favorite things, is to go to a local bakery and get bread. I'm also packing up some fresh raspberries for the pool. In the summertime, I love having fruit. So we've toasted up the bread, and we're putting some Boursin plant-based cheese. This cheese is so good. It's really creamy, great with crackers, and it's actually from Trader Joe's. So the other side of the bread, we're going to put down Dijon mustard. This is from Organicville. Guys, I used to hate mustard as a kid, and now I'm obsessed with Dijon mustard. I'm not a fan of yellow, but yeah, if you're interested in trying mustard but you're scared, go with Dijon. So we're putting some avocado down, cucumbers, some tomatoes, and then a little bit of red onions, because I love red onions, and a little bit of kosher salt, as well as coarse black pepper, just to bring out the flavors of the vegetables. These pickles that we get from Costco are so good. They make them in the spears too, but the pickle chips are the best. And then we just added some alfalfa sprouts right on top. They give such a nice flavor to the sandwich. So yeah, and then Brie is going to make up her sandwich. Pretty much does the same thing, except there's only a few differences in our preferences. So the cucumbers, Brie actually likes the skin on them, and then prefers no red onion. So going in with the mustard and the cheese, as well as avocado, lots of yummy cucumber, and then some more of that tomato. The tomatoes have been so fresh this season right now, so super yummy. Doing some salt and a little bit of pepper on that as well. And then can't forget the pickles, as well as some sprouts. You know, sandwiches are so underrated, but they're just delicious, especially on a nice summer day when you're out and about. They just hit different, you know. So we're cutting those up, and then we just put them, we ran out of Tupperware, so we just put them in parchment paper to hold the moisture, and aluminum foil to pack those up for the pool so that they would stay nice and fresh, which they did. So these were incredible. 10 out of 10, recommend, and you can really doctor these up to your preference. Okay, I'm going to show you guys, we're going to the pool in our bathing suits. So I have this big aloe tote bag. I thrifted this with the tags on a couple years ago. But I always bring a bucket hat. This is from Lululemon. I always try to at least bring some sort of hat for the sun. So we got this, and bringing 2 beach towels. We've got the towels in the bag, and then we're bringing, this is the book I'm currently reading. As you guys might have seen that I had this on my vision board and then found it when we went to Seattle. So I've been reading this, and Brie has been reading this book, which I'm sure that they could probably describe it a lot better. But so we bring these, and then Brie brings a little notebook, and we bring our pens and highlighters with. I bring this little, I thrifted this, it's like a Sherpa groovy bag, and I put the pens in there, my little wallet, I bring a hair clip, our keys, and then I'll put the camera in here. And then I packed us our water bottles, and then you guys saw we made sandwiches, and then we have some barbecue chips as well as some truffle chips to bring with us to the pool. Okay guys, we're out at the pool, as you guys can tell, and I wanted to give the third piece of advice, because being at the pool can cause a lot of inner dialogue about your body image that can be, you know, negative. And so I felt like it was fitting to give our third piece of advice out here, is that having words of affirmation with yourself is so important, and talking positively about yourself is very important. Even if you don't necessarily love what you currently look like, there's better ways to communicate with yourself. So I'm always learning to be kinder to myself and speak kind words. So that's one of my biggest tips, is being loving towards yourself. I am strong, I am healthy. There's a lot of things to be grateful for, instead of thinking about that you have cellulite or stretch marks, because everybody has that kind of stuff. You know, our time here on earth is so short. To be spending it like just tearing ourselves apart in our physical body is honestly just a waste of energy, you know, and others don't see you like that. And if they do, then they're not the type of people that you should be around. But yeah, hope that's helpful, because it's helpful for me too, and Brie. We're practicing self-love every day, so just a little piece of thought. Gonna enjoy the pool and read our books.
Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue.
sandwich time.
Welcome, my loves.
Okay, so we're gonna do some yin yoga. So one of our favorite things about yin yoga is when we're in the mood for a deep stretch. This is an incredible flow, so you hold all the postures for several minutes. I obviously have all the clips in faster speed, but we held all these postures for around 2 to 4 minutes each, which allows you to really sink into the posture. It really allows you to let go of the mind and be present and just be in the moment of the practice, not rushing. So we did some child's pose to start, and then we're kind of just warming up the body and the breath, and we're doing some scarecrow arms or field goal post arms, and opening up the heart, and then hugging ourselves, giving a nice big embrace. And it feels so good to open up the heart chakra, and then bringing back love inward by hugging ourselves nice and tightly. So this was a really great movement to begin with. We're following a YouTube yoga instructor, and I'll put the link to the yoga flow in the description. We like to do this often sometimes when we're flowing together. That way we can be inspired by another teacher and be led by the discipline of another teacher instead of like just free flowing on our own. So it's really nice to switch it up. So we went into just rolling out the hips back and forth in our tabletop position and coming down to the belly, and we were doing a nice big hip opener, which one thing I love so much about yin class is that when you're in these postures, your mind can get really clouded with uncomfortability, and these postures are critical for you to work through that energy and that mentality by working on your breath. So it's a great healing practice, and if you're ever interested in beginning, you can always type in YouTube beginners yin yoga. Any beginners classes on YouTube are great. I've always found a lot of great teachers. So we're going to be pressing up back into our child's pose and bringing those hands alongside ourselves, and we're slowly coming up to a seated position, to a tabletop position once again, and then we're doing downward facing dog, which this feels so good on the hamstrings, feels so good on the upper back, and we're just walking it out up and down, heel toeing the feet, and slowly walking to the top of our mat, doing a nice deep forward fold. And I highly recommend, if you have a partner, finding something that feels good to do together. Yoga is one of those things for us that grounds us individually but also helps connect our relationship. So we're just coming down to a seated position and doing a deep forward fold. We stayed in this forward fold for a while, and you can definitely feel this posture when you flex your feet and spread your toes. Oh my goodness, you can feel how tight your feet and legs are. I mean, we're on them all day long, So it's really important to stretch out those muscles. So we're doing an inclined twist. This is really good at opening up the heart as well as twisting out the center body, which is really good working on healing the solar, sacral, and root chakra. It's really good doing those deep twists. It helps get out all the negative energy in those areas as well as opening up the heart. So this posture feels really good and really deep. As you can see, I'm just giving some love to my body by gently holding myself in the posture, which the teacher was instructing us to do. It was a very inward class, so it felt really good to connect. And then we're just coming down to our backs, holding our knees in tight, rocking back and forth, and then just giving ourselves a nice big embrace. And then we did a small little meditation shavasana. So lying on our side, you can lay on your back, whatever really feels good for you in your final resting posture. So we were saying our words of affirmation, then slowly coming up to a seated position where we did some deep breathing and did our final affirmations and bow to our practice. So like I said, guys, I'll leave this link to this yin class in the description so you guys could enjoy it as well. I have the lights off in the house because our AC is currently not working right now, so we have the lights low to keep the coolness in the place. As you guys know, part of my daily routine is to journal, and that's actually my fourth tip on a healthy lifestyle. Is I always encourage to journal. It allows you a lot of times to realize the gratitude in your life and the good things in your life, even if you're, journaling with a lot of emotion, negative emotion. That's also still very healthy, regardless. So this is my journal that I use for daily just journaling to release my thoughts. Nothing too particular, just whatever I'm feeling and thinking each day. I try to journal daily in this. And then I have this Moleskine. I actually just did the cover several years ago, but these are some of my dreams. Some of the places that I've put things that I'm putting into fruition in here. Yeah, it's kind of like an all-encompassing dream journal, basically. Things about my future, thoughts in those regards. And then this journal is a prompted journal, so it kind of looks like this, and it gives a prompt and then you write based off the prompt. Bree's parents got me this for Christmas this past year, and it's really great. I love this. It's nice to have something that's prompted. It sometimes makes you think outside of the box of your own ideas. And then finally, my last journal that I have is, this is my sacred, very sacred, I've had this for years, manifestation journal. So it's solely for manifesting. So repeating affirmations, repeating manifestations. I do that in this book. And these are all my journals. So I'm actually going to journal a little bit right now, but I highly recommend journaling or finding a good book. Health and wellness is so much more than just your physical health. and your nutrition. A huge part of that is your mental health, and I feel like journaling is a great thing. And it also helps you keep a lot of memories. I have journals from plenty of years, and even if they're weird to relive or think through, it's a beautiful thing to have your thoughts written down over time. Yeah, so that's my other tip. That's okay. Water stains on my chest. Dinner time. We're prepping it up. Alright, so we're trying a new recipe by Half Baked Harvest, and it's her sesame orange cauliflower. I'll have it linked in the description, and I highly recommend checking out her stuff because she's a really great chef. And her recipes are not too complex, so I'll have that in the description, but we are starting by mincing up garlic and mincing some ginger, and we made these into like lettuce wraps, so you'll see us assemble all the ingredients, but this was so good. And here's the ingredients we're going to be using to make the cauliflower, as well as the orange sauce. So you'll see Bree's going to start chopping up the cauliflower. We did like a medium cut, but it's up to you what your preference is. And just jamming in the kitchen. It's one of our favorite things to do, is just turn the music on and vibe out. So we've got panko in the one bowl and eggs in the other. We're getting up our breading station. And seasoning up the panko breadcrumbs. So we did salt and pepper, but you could add whatever seasonings you'd like. If you're switching up the flavor of the cauliflower, just have fun with it. We're whisking up those eggs, and then we added up a little of the almond milk as well, just to not make it so thick, and to make sure that we had enough. So we are going to set up breading these, and then they're going to go into the oven. They go in the oven at 350 for like 20 minutes, I believe, but like I said, the recipe will be in the description. But if you had an air fryer, this would be a really great recipe for an air fryer. We don't have one of those, but I'm sure that these would taste even crispier in an air fryer. But we just put these guys in the oven, and lining them up on the parchment paper is super easy, no mess. And I'm just showing you guys, this is what it looks like. I mean, honestly, it tasted as good as those pictures look. So like I said, you gotta try it. We're dicing up some red onions as well as some bell peppers, and we're going to give a nice julienne on those veggies. I mean, look at those knife cuts from Chef Breezy. Guys, we met working in the kitchen together, so it's so fun for us to cook, and just brings back good memories. So we're just going to do a julienne again on the carrots. And then I'm getting ready some buttered lettuce. You can buy these at Costco or the grocery store. At Costco, they come in a pack of 2, and they're so cheap. I mean, I think it's like $6.99. And one of those, usually at a natural grocer, is like $4.99. So it's a really good deal. And we love the buttered lettuce because it breaks off like a nice cup shape, and they're really nice to build little wraps with. So Bree's making a little cornstarch slurry, and this just helps make the orange sauce thick. So you do 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and some water. And then I'm putting in those cauliflower bites, and we're going to get ready to make the sauce, guys. So we got some sesame oil down, and we're going to caramelize those red onions. And we made a side of brown rice. So make sure you rinse your brown rice, or rice in general. That's key, so that it's not starchy. And look at how good those look. I mean, are you kidding me? So Bree's adding in the ginger and minced garlic, and then red pepper flakes, as well as soy sauce, and then the orange juice that I made fresh in the morning. The sauce was incredible. It literally tasted like orange chicken that you get from like a Chinese takeout. That was some rice vinegar, and then again with the raw local honey. That honey is delicious. Always use a high quality honey in my opinion. And then some sesame seeds and garlic, as well as kosher salt and coarse black pepper. And just whisk away, and the heat will start to slightly thicken it as well. And then you use that cornstarch slurry to really start to thicken the sauce, and it should look just like that when it's ready. Wow, this is making me really hungry watching this back. But you add the cauliflower right into the sauce and gently fold the sauce in the cauliflower so you don't break up the breading. But there you have it, guys. We've got the brown rice, the buttered lettuce, and then we chopped up green onions, bell peppers, red cabbage, and carrot for toppings. And then, last but not least, we've got to make a sweet treat. So I'm making Rice Krispie treats with vegan marshmallows. We've got those from Whole Foods. Puff rice cereal from Whole Foods, and that's organic vanilla. And then that Kerrygold butter, baby. That butter is what it says, gold. It's very delicious. So we're adding in the butter, and you just melt it down, and then you add a little bit of that vanilla extract and keep stirring so you don't burn the butter. Add in those marshmallows and melt it all together. And then once it's melted, you add in those puffed Rice Krispies, and then just put it in a pan for it to form. Guys, it was delicious. 10 out of 10 recommend. Super easy too. Okay, we're trying the Rice Krispie treat.
That's good.
Okay, that's it for today's vlog. My last and final tip for a healthy lifestyle is resting. Resting is still doing work. It's still healthy and critical for the body, the mind, and the spirit. So don't forget to rest. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. We had a lot of fun making it, so I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.